Do you even realize that the whole situation that we're seeing for the Ripple XRP lawsuit right now is there to distract you and allowing bigger institutions to enter while you are looking somewhere else? Something enormous is taking place in the world. It's happening for XRP, it's happening for XDC. And in this video, I'm going to show you what is going on behind the scenes with XDC and XRP right now. Hit the like button. Let's do it, guys. Now, this is a story from this ongoing lawsuit that's been going on forever. And you can go through and you can read all these details, and it's like this person said this, and then this person said this, and you'll get to the end of it and there'll be no real conclusion. You probably don't understand what is going on within that lawsuit from just reading these news articles, okay? Because they don't actually give you any direction of where it's likely to head. I'm pretty confident now that XRP will eventually win, but this news has to be there to stop everyone piling into XRP, because if everyone piles in right now, the XRP price will go very quickly towards the upside. Big institutions don't want that right now. They're not quite ready. But they are making some big moves elsewhere. Now, I want to draw your attention to this piece of news. Tel Aviv Stock Exchange announces digital assets alliance with Fireblocks. Who are Fireblocks? Fireblocks, as you can see, is there to support the XDC network, enterprise-ready open protocol that combines power of private and public blockchains. In addition, we've added XDC's native token to our platform. Okay, so Fireblocks basically operating alongside XDC. Yesterday, the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, Tel Aviv based in Israel, announced a major infrastructure partnership with Fireblocks for digital assets, offering comprehensive range of innovative and secure digital asset products and services, and that's exciting. Tel Aviv is very cutting edge, okay? A lot of crypto and stuff does come out of Tel Aviv, and it is going to be kind of one of the ringleaders in kind of the development, the move forward into a kind of a digitalized world. A few weeks ago, I made a video about XDC, XRP, and the ISO 20022 compliance stuff, and all of those ISO coins are all becoming compliant because they are now becoming the mass adoption, and the mass adoption is literally happening as we speak, right under your nose, and it's happening for the likes of XRP and XDC. Remember, we had the King of England signing off on digital TradeFi, a global industry worth trillions and trillions of dollars. Now we can come down below. The proof of concept involved local banks as well as 6 big name global banks, including BNP Paribas, which is a French bank, and JP Morgan. BNP Paribas partnered up with Ripple all the way back in January of 2020 over in Singapore for this particular move over here with the EFX trading engine. And then back in 2022, we saw JP Morgan joining forces with Ripple in the UAE, and what this meant for the XRP price, blah, 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 okay? All the time, we've seen in different locations around the world, Ripple partnering up with different banks. Now we come across to Tel Aviv and we can see what's happening right now, and these major banks are getting involved here. This is where we can see Ripple creeping in and being used here. We also know that XDC through Fireblocks is also being used and implemented here. Ripple, XDC, basically between them have the power to support digitalized TradeFi. This is extremely important. And remember, we can come back to June and see other banks here that have also teamed up with Ripple in the past. We've got Goldman Deutsche, and this is also very important. And here you can see they're using dummy government bonds issued as security tokens on a private blockchain. And there's also things along here with CBDCs, which potentially can play into the likes of quant, things like that, which I talk about later in the week. But overall, we're starting to see a move towards digital finance. Now, what does that look like? And why is that such an important thing? Well, every day, Forex market trades $6 to $7 trillion, which is just an insanely large and incomprehensible amount of cash. This is how you can kind of quantify and understand perhaps what these mean. 1 million seconds is 12 days, 1 billion seconds is 31 years, and 1 trillion seconds is 31,000 years. That's just how much money a trillion is, and it's still incomprehensible. If all of this stuff, which is currently using tech from 30 or 40 years ago, starts to become digitalized, which is obviously going to happen eventually and very soon, you need to look towards the ISO compliant tokens, which we know what they are, and crucially, you need to pay attention to who has all those key partnerships, because the main drivers behind that are going to be the governments. Remember that bill that got signed off in the UK just a few weeks ago, and the major banks. The major banks who have partnerships with which cryptocurrencies. Pay attention, guys. It's so simple to understand when you look at it like this. And come across, here's another piece of news outside of the financial industries, carbon markets. Ripple shakes up carbon markets with new partnerships. Blockchain Technologies from Ripple has embarked on transformative initiative aimed at injecting transparency, trust, and integration into the carbon markets. This is what we're literally going to see. All of the markets around gold, around carbon, silver, copper, whatever you can think, guys, is all going to start to be moved into blockchain technology. Okay, and it's happening right now, right in front of your eyes. And we're all being distracted by this lawsuit, okay, which is basically, because it's not yet finished, is holding on to the price. Okay, it's like a dog trying to run away. Trying to think of a better one. A dog trying to run away and you're holding on to the lead or leash, wherever you're from, and then you like let go of it, and then suddenly that dog's gone, right? This is what I feel is happening right now in crypto, and I think it's because mass adoption is starting to creep in all the time, but they need to keep people under the belief that nothing special is going on. Now, I made a video a couple of days ago about Casper saying we would likely get a pullback, and currently we're sat 14% down after making that video. And that's because, and I'm not here to just show you that I got it right, but I'm here to just show you that once we pump a lot to the upside, we tend to get pullbacks to the downside. And this is why I want to look at XRP right now and understand something that's very special here. XRP, if you were to look at this chart, you would say is in an uptrend. From here, pretty much from what? June 2022. XRP is in an uptrend. Now, what does an uptrend look like? Well, it's higher lows and higher highs, okay? Although we get kind of like flat highs here, we eventually get the higher high. And this technically is eventually going to be a higher low. Now, where Casper had pumped and was continuing to pump, you don't want to buy those pumps, you want to wait for the pullback. And XRP gives us a perfect example of this, and XRP now enters into an interesting area. Now, because of this very big candle here, it's more tricky to identify where a buy zone is on this particular time frame. So how do I identify what this buy zone would look like? Well, simply we can go down to a slightly smaller time frame. Now look at this XRP on the hour. We can see all of these moves from very aggressive. Now this obviously came as a result of news, but actually we can see that for a period of time, the price got a bit sticky here. You can see it pulled back and it got sticky. Okay, so we need to look at what was going on. We can go down again to a 15-minute time frame. Remember, these buy zones exist on every time frame, and if you can't find them on a bigger time frame, you just need to zoom in. 15 minutes. What do? We draw our box around this area. Now you would say as well, this down here could be a buy zone. So if it comes back down here, then, you know, happy days. I don't actually think it's going to. All we need to do is draw a box and put it around this area. Now, how have I identified this area? Well, look at these candles, guys, okay? These are nice, big candles which show big money. This, remember, is a big crypto with a massive market cap. So in these portions to go up, what are we talking? In like 15 minutes to go up like 2 or 3%. Up here, you know, within an hour, it went up 52%. Big money bought here, okay? It's so obvious. When you understand the charts move like this, then you'll know. When we get pullbacks, you can start to identify where we're going to pull back to. Let's have a zoom out and see where we are right now. Zoom, 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 zoom. Come across. It's been boring because it's just been sat here all the time. And look what happens when we get back into this zone. Okay, something interesting plays out. Let's just go to a 30-minute chart so it's a little bit clearer. XRP enters this buy zone again. Look at what happens when it enters the buy zone. It comes very aggressively into this buy zone, and then look, we get a wick and we turn around, and then it comes back deeper and we get a really big push down into it. And what happens? Pushes back down. If XRP, which looks like it's putting in a little triple top here, comes back down towards this zone, now this is where I am willing to buy cryptocurrency. That's not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go and buy this, but I buy in these buy zones because there's a good chance, not 100% chance, but a good chance we get aggressive pushes out. Now, interestingly, the more it pushes into this zone, I don't know why I said interestingly, but the more it pushes into the zone, the more it will soak up the buys. And if the bears keep selling, eventually it can drop below. But you know what? So what, guys? Think of all the things that are going on with XRP. We've already had a nice pullback from that top, that local top here, which came back from that push up there, 35%. Healthy pullback. we've had our healthy pullback. We're now starting to find bullish pressure in here. Yeah, if you buy down there, to get down into this zone is not really a huge amount of deal, okay? 4% down. To be honest, it's a good time for me to be loading up in XRP right now, given everything that's going on, given that they're trying to scare you into making bad choices. The market news is just there to manipulate you into making choices that allow the big money to buy or sell or get the liquidity when they want, okay? And the people who are in my comments are like, oh, you're only trying to get exit liquidity, or you're only trying... Guys, my channel does not have that much of an impact on a coin with a multi-billion-dollar market cap, but thank you for assuming that it does. Now, I just want to interrupt this video briefly to talk about Grape, who is sponsoring today's video. Now, Grape is a very interesting new project, Web4 infrastructure for decentralized internet, and if you use the link down below, it currently offers pre-sale over on this website, and effectively is bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3. It's a DAG, which is a direct acyclic graph, running in a similar way to Casper. Don't get all offended, Casper maxis, but an unprecedented 700,000 transactions per second, which is unheard of across crypto. Is gearing up to be involved heavily in GameFi and Metaverse, which is where I see a lot of growth going forward. And if they're able to support that, it's going to be a very exciting project. It's basically a Web4 platform. It's using AI interface that improves interaction with each of Grape's services. So you don't need to be a technical developer in order to develop on Grape, because you can use AI in order to create your dApps and everything like that. Something that's very cool and something that's very exciting about the whole Web3 into Web4 ecosystem, where you no longer need to have these technical skills to be able to interact with them, and you can move forward. If you go through that link down below in the description, go and find out more about Grape. It's well worthwhile. You can also, in that link, buy Grape and earn an extra 10% in Grape tokens just by going through that link. Also, on Bitmart Exchange, the Grape price is significantly higher than it is on the website, which means that you have a very good chance, not guaranteed of course, of making some great gains upon the launch later on in the market, because you can sell back on the Bitmart Exchange, because the Bitmart Exchange is higher and it's going to drag the Grape price up. Obviously, guys, do not invest money you can't afford to lose, and do your own research before investing anything into this product. It's up to you to do that properly. Let's carry on with the video. Now, XDC did something interesting as well, and we can see a buy zone for XDC underneath this green line here. If we zoom in a little further, you can see it, okay? Comes back down, and you would say to draw a box, well, we've already got a box here, right? You can draw a box, we can drop it up here of our buy zone. And okay, we don't necessarily get all the way down here, but there is another area where it had a bit of sideways action before it pumped again. So you could say that maybe we had two buy zones. This is a buy zone here, and then you could say if it drops down below here, then it'll get down to this one. But you can see what happens here. It pushes down aggressively, it wicks out very aggressively, wicks out very aggressively. Look at what's happening right now. It's been into this area, it can't quite get back down. It wouldn't surprise me if XDC then continues higher. Yeah, ideally we would be buying in that green box, which from here is what, 11% down. It's quite a big move compared to XRP, but you're much healthier buying in these areas than buying those big old pumps up here, because look, that pullback, what, 28%, currently down 24%. Nice. Okay, could potentially see now ourselves moving in, having a double bottom pattern, and then moving from here. Something like that might occur, and then, XDC, continuation to the upside. Looking very exciting. These coins are moving separately from what Bitcoin is doing right now, but yeah, very, very cool. In fact, XDC up 4.8% today after good pullbacks. I'm paying attention to XDC, paying attention to XRP. The main narrative of what we're seeing right now, guys, is a lot of excitement that's not really being focused upon because it's more complex and difficult to understand, is heading towards XDC. All those partners have established years ago with Ripple, and they're now starting to associate with XDC. These are clearly the two kind of coins that we want to be paying attention to for mass adoption in crypto. Now, are they going to make you millions and millions? Well, it depends how much money you've got right now. You're going to be able to see 10, 20, 30%, potentially, who knows? Will we see XRP going up to like $50, $100? Stop aiming for that, guys. Well, I've told you already, you need to be shooting right now for 4, 5, 6%. For a 4, 5, 6x. Because that's going to turn your $1,000 into $5,000, $6,000. And then you can use that $5,000, $6,000 to start reaching out into other coins later on in the market that potentially you're going to see 1,000x. Because those coins don't exist right now. Or they might do, but you guarantee you probably are not finding them, okay? It's probably a little bit early for those kind of like small caps right now, okay? But I will show you in a video I'm going to make later on today how you can go and investigate those small caps and how we can use some really, really cool tools that no one else is talking about to find them. Now guys, if you enjoyed that video, do me a favor, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye-bye.